Well, howdy, guys. This is Alan of Alan's Trains and Things, and I'm still working between Alan's Trains and Things and RDA and Scale. So we may, like I say, we're thinking about either one. Both of them sound pretty good, and so kind of like to have your guys' input. But anyway. We went up there to Spring Creek up at Deshler, and we talked with the gentleman up there and seen some really nice trains moving. Seen the Amtrak, the old style Amtrak. I wished I could think of that name of that train. Sharper than ever. Back that probably ran. I think it was in the. It might have ran. I don't know if they debuted it in the '60s. Maybe when Amtrak took over in '71, they might have debuted it in the middle '70s. But I thought maybe it was like a early, maybe middle 60s, although Amtrak didn't take over passenger service until 1971. But anyway, while we was up there, we picked up this sweet little or cool Kato, and let's make sure we get it right. Kato GE ES44AC, the Gevo, and I don't know if you can see. Hopefully, this camera will pull this in. It says C44AC, and I think that's ACCTE or maybe S. I think camera's doing pretty good so far. Maybe she'll. There she goes. I think that's, or no, that might be C45. C45 ACCTE. Yeah. And this is, like I say, this Gevo. And we'll, if you guys haven't seen this, we'll pull this down here, hopefully. We don't have no, there we go. We don't have no extra light here. We just, where you guys can see it. The ES44AC's evolution service of locomotives were designed to meet the US EPA's Tier 2 locomotive emission standards. And with this standard in 2005, the Gevos were designed, their 12-cylinder engines with the AC traction locomotives have the same 4,400 horsepower as the 16-cylinder AC 44 CWs, but produce fewer emissions and have greater fuel economy. And it says possibly their most identifiable trait is their oversized radiator. I hope I said that right. Indefatigable. Sometimes I don't always get my words, but we try. Anyway, courtesy of the specially designed air-to-air dual fan heat exchanger, the UP had purchased about 770 of these locomotives. And since their introduction, and has been using them to replace the AC 44 CWs in their roster and freight service. But what I was wondering if this engine had on it, and I was kind of elated that it did. Of course, when I first started it up, I thought, is this thing really running? And you hear that little that sound that it makes, and it's kind of awesome. And then you hear the you hear that whoop sound that when the engine is, doing its thing. It is really cool to hear that those sounds that this thing makes compared to an SD70 Ace and some of these other engines. To me, when the engine is running, to me it sounds like an old GP38 a little bit. But we will, and this probably run a little bit long here. Let's see. I'll turn on the light here so you guys can see the light. It's kind of neat. The top of the light, I don't know if you guys can see this. I hope this ain't too bright. The top of the light is a little brighter than the bottom portion of the light. I thought that was kind of neat that top headlight, even though it's coming off of a kind of one of those tubes, that top light is a little brighter than the bottom light is. And so, but we will back her up about speed step 3. You can hear just a little engine noise, but not too bad. When I first put this on the track, and you might see her jumping just a little bit. I mean, I ran her, about 45 minutes, or maybe a little over 45 minutes in reverse, and I ran the engine like this. I ran the engine counterclockwise, and then I turned her around. I turned the whole engine around, set her on the track, and I ran her clockwise. That way, the trucks on this oval that I've got, I done that so that the trucks would turn toward the curve. If you can see my curve, toward the curve, they turn a little bit. I done them to where they would turn like this, and then I turned the engine to where the trucks would turn the other way. So that way I don't have any S curves to where I can wiggle her in and out of. So I kind of use that turning the engine around and running about 15-20 minutes to help make those trucks pivot both ways. And so now we'll hit her forward, and we'll run her about speed step 3 going forward, and then we'll start her up. She's pretty quiet. Kind of sounds like my Gevo, BNSF Gevo, that's non-sound. And at this camera, I think she'll focus for me. Yeah, she's not going to be doing too bad. And the number is, row number is 5380. Like I say, my camera focuses here for me. And it might be the setting that I have it on. I don't know. Sometimes, like I say, she'll focus, and then she wants to get out of focus, and then she wants to focus back. But this is a Note 9, so, and maybe slightly old technology might be causing her not to always want to focus perfectly. And sorry for the noise from my chair, but we'll kind of follow along here. And so we'll stop her right there, and we will put her in reverse, back her up one more time, then we'll start her up. And we'll start her up, and we'll go into the next video here. And like I say, this is the first UP Gevo that I had, and in lock sound. I've had some AC, the ES44 CWs, and I wasn't really impressed. I mean, the engine ran good, and the engine was heavy, but I wasn't. Sometimes when the engine goes around the curve, or my curves, I don't think it's not a deal. It's not a thing. It's not a thing that they're rubbing against the rail or anything like that. It's basically, I think they're when that, and it might be a little bit of, and this is going to go into another section here. Okay, guys, this is the second go around here, and hopefully this thing will decide to. I was trying to. I'll do a little autofocus, and it might be I need to update the. Might need to update the graphics on it, or I might need to update something on it, or something with this thing. But old technology, I guess, you know, needs a little help. But anyway, we will start the Gevo here and let you guys listen. What I think is neat is on this engine, and like I say, this is the first one with ESU lock sound that I had. So I wasn't for sure if this had what I call the whoop, or the compressor. I was trying to say compressor in my first part of my video, and I may not have said it, but the whoop makes that sound, and then it sounds like she's going or something like that. You know, I probably didn't. I'll probably never get it right, but that whoop is really cool to hear. When I was filming a BNSF train that had stopped downtown and was waiting to go on track number 2 or something like that. When one was passing by, it had to sit there. It took out, and you could hear the whoop, and I want to say it was probably an AC 44 CW, or it could have been probably a Gevo, but I wasn't exactly, but you definitely could hear the whoop. So we will start this up, and okay, we got the light on here, and there's the horn there, and here's the bell. Very good sounding. Okay, we'll hit the F8. We'll start her up. To me, when I hear this engine, and I'm hoping, I'm trying to keep the camera focused on the engine, and I may, because I was trying to wipe off some. Occasionally we have, I've got a ceiling that likes to, they put textured ceiling. Occasionally things like to fall off of it, and where does it fall? On my layout. But we'll let her go through the sequence here. It almost sounds like she's just about, you know, can't hear her, and then she'll, there she goes. There's the whoop. Whoop. I think I got her. I think I got that sound pretty well. Sounds really cool. And it almost sounds like she's just sitting there going. And then pretty soon she'll pick back up again. And when I first done this, I thought, okay, it's going through the sequence, it's going through the sequence, it's going through the sequence. When do I get to move it? I wasn't really for sure if I can move it right away. So there she goes. You could hear the compressor go whoop, and sound like she just comes alive, just come on, you know, she's ready to go. And then she does that, and but and then she goes kind of back down. So we'll see if we can move her. We'll make sure. Okay, okay, don't have anything to where I've got the brakes on or anything like that. We'll see if we can move her here. And that's speed step 1. We'll probably go into another segment here, but she looks like when she takes out in speed step 1, she kind of gets up and ready to go. She's maybe a little off the start, a little bit more than what the ACEs are. So if I was to run this engine together, I don't know if I'd probably have to do a little bit of I'd probably have to do some with my engines. I'd probably have to do some speed, you know, that don't sound too bad. Like I say, I'd probably have to do some you know, get the speed just right, speed matching. I'd probably have to do some speed matching. Trying to say that. I guess I'm a little, you know, because it's pretty cool thing. This is again the second time that I've ran this, and it's really sharp. Listen to that engine. We'll stop her here. And I'm gonna put her on. I'm gonna do her one more time. And we're going to run her at speed step 1 again. And then maybe we might move her up to their speed step 3. Whoops. Like I say, this is the 5380. I don't know if anybody is... I don't know if anybody's made a video on the 5380, but to me, she's running very, very smooth. She might have, like I say, a little thing here, a little thing there. You know, it can be track power, it can be just a little bit, you know, in the gear, but otherwise, very smooth, very smooth. And let's see. I think I've got her set at speed step. That's 28. I want her at speed step 128. And so I'm going to I'll let you guys get try to, and we might take some pictures of her and show some up close here, but here's the front of it. And here's the back of it. And there's the top. You can see the stack. It looks like she's angled just a little bit. I like that. I like the way the scale trains do, and I like the way the little. If you look down in there, you can hear idle up again a little bit there. You can see the little fans, little mini fans right there. And so we're going to go into another segment. Okay, guys, this is the last segment here, and pretty cool thing. And I probably noticed this on my BNSF Gevo. Excuse me. But it's pretty neat the way the windows are on this Gevo's cab. How it's angled, and if you look at the 70A, they're angled a little bit, but they look like they're more straight up and down. And if you look at the post there, they're more straight up and down, where the Gevo has more of an angle to it. So, okay, we're gonna hook her up to the cars here. Let's make sure we've got... oh. Alright, let's... Oh, listen to the brakes on there. The brakes sound good on there, I guarantee you. I guarantee they sound pretty good. That's old Justin Wilson, I guarantee. Alright, let's put her in reverse. I guarantee they sound pretty good. Alright, let's back her up. And I'm hoping tell you that upper light, she is very bright. Looks like she's making it through the switches okay, I think. She seems to be doing okay through the switches. And so let's roll her down to speed step 1. See if she'll hook up right directly with the hopefully I'm showing her here. Okay, now we'll stop her there and then we'll proceed. Okay. Let's roll her out a little bit. We'll let her go just a little bit further here and then we will... I'm going to see if I can do this on camera. We're going to bring Kinefik over and with the magic of my hand, see if we can put Kinefik on the... Put Kinefik here on the rails here. I'll see if you guys can see what I'm doing here. Kinefik has got 3 sets of bogies on here, or 3 sets of axles, and I think I've got her on. Let's see, I think I've got her pretty well on. Yep, she's rolling smooth. Okay. Now, slow down, Kinefik. Let's bring Gevo back and let's hook up to Kinefik here. There we go. Sometimes they need a little help. I think she's on, but I'm going to pause this just so I can make sure. Okay, I think she's on now. Want to make sure because we don't want her to go through a switch. And alright, let's run old Gevo out. Well, make sure I'll make sure, yep, we are. Of course, I've got a deal telling me that my battery needs to be charged on this phone, so this phone just loves me. We'll speed her up. And we'll let, hopefully we can get a couple laps with 5380. About the time I hit the horn, the old whoop on the, there she goes, you can hear that. It's neat when that whoop does that on that when that's making that sound. It may do that again. See, we're on speed step 16. There she goes. She's sounding really, really good, I think. That was my camera that done that. That wasn't the phone. I mean, that was my camera that done that, not the train, not the engine. The camera, excuse my French, had a brain fart moment. She seen an engine coming toward her, and she thought, I need to stop. Like I say, one of these days, and me and Clint Eastwood is going to say farewell to this, and we're going to get a really nice camera. And cars look like they're rolling pretty good. I don't see too much, maybe a little in the, but I don't think it's that much. I think the engine's running pretty good. I might try to do, see if I can get a little bit more out of the tank out of this camera phone. I think that sounds really cool. That engine has a distinction on it. Each engine, you know, has that distinction, and I think running with an SD70 Ace, we'll go on one more. I think running a one of these with an SD70 Ace, I think it'd be really, really awesome. There she goes. I want to say generator. It ain't a generator. It's the cycling of the in the engine. It just I guess I'm so kind of I am not awestruck, but you know, hearing that, and I don't know, I just can't, I can't think of it right now. But I guess that's the honesty that you get when you're making these videos or whatever, and that you're being honest, and you know, and there she goes. And then she winds down a little bit there. Let's see. Ow. But let me speed her up just a little bit. I don't know how much more longer my video is going to let me go, but probably not very much more. And she's rolling out pretty good. I mean, this engine rolls pretty good, and she's pulling these cars no problem. To me, she looked like she ain't pulling them no problem at all. There she goes again. I'd say she was probably running, I'd say at speed step, she's running at speed step 28 at 128 speed steps, or she's at, I'll say notch 28 and she's rolling these executive cars pretty good. And she ain't having any trouble pulling them at all. And I think with one Gevo or maybe two Gevos, I think these engines could easily pull probably 40 cars. Maybe 3 Gevos pull 60. I think they could. I think these engines are heavy. That is one thing I noticed when I picked up this engine. It was heavy. The frame is heavy. It's got a good sound to it. And we'll back her down so you can hear her being back down. And she just sounds like she's, you know, she just sounds like she's just like, okay, she was running kind of a, you know, she's kind of running top end, and then you kick her down one notch. She was running at speed step 28 or notch 28, and I knocked her down to notch 27. And it's just like, okay, I'm taking a break here. And so, like I say, we probably won't get too much more out of this, so I'm gonna slow her down and the compressor is what I was thinking, what I was trying to say. The whoop compressor, that's what I was thinking, compressor. And we'll slow her down to about 20. And we'll just see how the dynamic braking is on her. Let's see how that does. And that's at notch 20. I was trying to hear trying to see if I could hear there she goes.